What is up, For Honor family? Hope y'all are doing well today. So in this one, this is laid back, chill. We're just gonna talk about assassins. And we're gonna talk about who's the most fun, who's the most formidable, and who's the most funky. Just wanna have like a little conversation about it. Gonna go over, I'm not gonna go through them like I've done it before in the past. You know, we're just gonna have a casual conversation about them, and that's that. Now, I think we already know who's the most scary. And the most scary, in my opinion, is Shaman. I think this, hands down, is Shaman.
Don't argue with me.
You guys can let me know who you think is the most scary in the comments. But most fun, most formidable, and most funky. You can already go ahead and start letting me know what you think on that. What's your take on that? So let's look at the knights. So first, when we look at the knights, we got Peacekeeper. She's fast and a counter attacker. And I think that's appropriate. And there's two assassins with the knights. The other one being Gladiator. Glad, it says that he's a stamina preserver and mix-up intensive. And that's correct, because anytime you're playing Glad, usually you see one attack, skewer. Or maybe it's one attack, pause, and then you get the pitchfork to the freaking, I say pitchfork, the trident, whatever, you guys know what I'm talking about. The trident to the toes, right? You get the toe stab. So that's what's gonna happen when you're playing a Glad. That skewer is always gonna be there for Gladiators. Now, what I like about both of these assassins is their quickness. And mainly, it's not really Gladiator's quickness, even though Gladiator can really close the distance with that dodge light pretty quick. And then he can go into his toe stab right after that. But with PK, the fact she got that deflector bleed, the fact that she can do the dodge attack and then go right into a heavy, which is good, so she can continue her attack. It's always good anytime you can continue your attack and you're not stuck there for half a second. And then with Gladiator, of course, the toe stab. And then after the toe stab, you cannot just guard break. He's not stuck there. He can actually just throw a heavy and you can't interrupt him with a guard break. So that's always a good thing in case someone tries to get froggy with that. Of course, if you dodge attack it, you do a light or something like that. But both of these assassins for the knights are pretty solid. Now, when you think about the rankings that I had them, PK was my lowest rated assassin in my hero rankings. And if you didn't check out that video, go check it out. I did go through those heroes. I took it seriously, and you can express your opinion in the comments like many people have. Some people hate it. Some people like it. Some people just appreciate having, instead of just having a tier list, you having numbers beside each of the heroes. So it was a fun exercise. It took me some time, and I hope you appreciated that. But going back to these assassins, so PK was the lowest ranked one. And then for Gladiator, Gladiator was like number 18. So you think out of 37 heroes, Gladiator, I had him ranked number 18. Now, he's not my highest ranked assassin, but I'll just touch on that as we go through here. Then when we go to the Vikings, let's look at the Vikings here. We have, oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. We have Zerk. So for Zerk, it says short range harasser. That is pretty accurate because he does need to be close. He doesn't, even though he can kind of sit a little farther out, but then of course, if he goes in with that dodge light attack, or he can do the dodge heavy, but it's kind of easy to parry him in that. You can kind of see it coming peripherally. But what I like about him, of course, is the hyper armor. Another good assassin. It's different. And that's one thing I got to give For Honor props with, is they have variety to their assassins. All these assassins are not the same. They don't all bleed. Like Zerk, there is no bleed. No natural bleed in his kit. You know, you look at PK, there's bleed. You look at Glad, there's bleed. You look at Shaman, there's bleed. But when you look at Orochi, he has a feat that causes you to bleed, but there's no natural bleed. If you look at, what's his name? Berserker, there's no natural bleed. So that's all good things. I like how they kind of mix it up there. But Zerk is a good one and a fun one to use because it allows people that maybe want to transition from a heavy and they want to go to maybe a faster hero, then they can go to Berserker, because Berserker is faster than your heavies, but he has some of those same qualities. So I think that's a good thing. It's a good option for players to have as long as they know that. And they probably know that if they played against enough Zerks. They'll figure that out real quick. And then the other assassin that they have, is the oh so dangerous Shaman. Dude, Shaman is 16. So out of the assassins that I've talked about today, we've got Zerk at 32, we've got PK at 28, we got Gladiator at 18, and then Shaman at 16. So Shaman I have ranked the highest, and especially because she can feint to bleed in so many different directions. She has a little more variety to her kit. She can dodge back, she can pounce on you if you're bleeding, and of course, with her bleed sisters of PK and Nobushi, it can wreak havoc. She can stay like right there and jump on you, and it's a better attack. It's almost how they wanted Ocelot to be. You know how Ocelot has that pounce where he can go back and then he can go forward, but hers is much more effective than his. Number one, she can get a bash, or if you're not bleeding, if you're bleeding, she can pounce. If you're not bleeding, she can bash, and if she wants to, she can just throw an attack. So she has so many options. That's what I like about Shaman. That's what you want in a player, and that's why she's where she was as far as 16 in my rankings. So definitely a good choice if you like bleed, if you like a quick hero, a hero that can get that deflect. And I tell you, when she gets her deflect and that immediate bleed, I pause sometimes. Sometimes like, oh, you know, I'm just like, oh snap, it's on now. Because once she gets you bleeding, watch out. So let's go on to the Samurai, my favorite faction, my faction. First, I didn't even say to start this off. This is the reason why I'm even doing this, is because it's the Orochi Hero Fest. So with Orochi's Hero Fest, he does have that new execution that's going out. I think it's Stop, Drop, and Roll. I did put out a short. You didn't see it, you can see it there. I actually like it. It's solid. Nothing too special. I would say if you're gonna equip it, you can make it one of your longer ones, because you're gonna get interrupted. If you don't put it in your short, you know, when you just click the button, put it on the ones you gotta hold the button. But for Orochi, he is an agile counter attacker. That's what they have for him, and I think definitely appropriate. He can move, I say he or she, can move. Orochi, how about that? Orochi can move in and out. Orochi was number 6 in my hero rankings, by the way. Orochi number 6 in the hero rankings. I got my hero rankings like right off to the side. I'm making sure I don't forget those as I go ahead. So yeah, he's number 6, or she's number 6, however you want to say it. Orochi's number 6 in the hero rankings, and appropriately that high, but not the highest assassin in my hero ranking. But I like how he does go in and out. He can be tough. I keep saying he, don't worry, I use a he Orochi, so that's why I say he a lot. But Orochi can quickly go in, he does that dodge attack, then he can go back. He dodges so much, and he can do so many things off of that dodge. He can do the Riptide. You know, he can do the Storm Rush. You know, he could do that, what's it called, the Zephyr Slash or something like that. I can't remember, I don't have them all like just in front of me. I'm not pulling them up either. So he has so many moves. You know, I've been playing this game a while, so I remember the names of some of them. But he has so many moves that he can pull off. You know, and then of course, when you think he's gonna do a dodge attack, he can do the kick. And that just throws you off even more. So I really like Orochi, definitely a good one. And then we're gonna get into the next assassin would be, go back, Shinobi. Shinobi, mobile counter attacker. So you had Orochi, agile counter attacker, and then you have Shinobi, mobile counter attacker. I think any assassin, especially talking about an assassin with a deflect, is gonna be considered a counter attacker. You know, that's part of their gift. That's part of what they can do. Part of what makes them who they are. So that does make sense. But Shinobi has so many different tools. I have Shinobi as the number 4 hero in my hero rankings. And that is still not the highest assassin in my hero rankings, but we're gonna get to that. And you know, we only have a couple left, so you got an idea of who that is. But Shinobi is definitely one that you see in competitive a lot, because all the things he can do, especially that pin move that he then can flip off of. Somebody gets a heavy attack, and then he can do the kick, which allows somebody to get another attack, and then he just can pin again or get a final attack and finish somebody off. So that's the benefits of Shinobi. Shinobi is a very dangerous player. And the thing about Shinobi is he's good in 1v1s, and he can be good in 4s. So he's a good teammate, he's a good solo player, he's got everything you need with undodgeables, unblockables. He got it all. He's got it all, and he's fun to play. So that's the thing. And look at these different assassins. Think about when some of these assassins came. Think about all the changes that's happened to these assassins. Let's go back. Look at Peacekeeper and Gladiator. Don't they feel different than the Vikings? Shaman, rugged, rough, still quick and fast, but the vibe, the feel is actually perfect. Zerk is a Viking, that feel is perfect. The Viking Gladiator, that feel, PK, that feel is perfect. And then you got the Samurai. The Samurai just feels so smooth. That's why I just love the samurai. Something about them, man. They just got this I don't want to say aura, but they just got this aura, man. It's just something about, and it seems like people hate them. Yeah, we can never win a faction war. I think we just won one recently, obviously, but it's once every 5 years, it feels like.
He ain't lying.
Anyway, I'm getting off track with that. But Shinobi, Orochi, terrific assassin heroes to choose. Excellent. So then we get into the only Wu Lin, and that's Nuxia. So Nuxia, it says, is an isolator mix-up intensive assassin. What I love about Nuxia is the traps. You always have to start with the traps. It's something that's unique to her and her only. And it's always fun when you see a mechanic that is just with her. And that's one of the things that's different from the other assassins that we've really talked about until now, because she actually has something that's unique to her, where you have Shaman that has bleed, you got PK that has bleed, you got even the skewer bleeds for Gladiator, and then you have the hyper armor that other heroes have with Zerk. You got Orochi, they all have different attacks that other heroes have, but with Nuxia, she has her own mechanic that nobody else has. And that's a beautiful thing. That's what makes her unique and fun to play. And what they did to her zone recently, speeding it up, and then you can just immediately soft feint it, and you can end up pinning somebody, which I can't remember what that move is, and I should look it up. I am gonna look it up real fast just so I can say it. What's that move where she traps you in the Jade Ballet? No. You know that move where she pins you to the ground on the second part of the zone? I can't remember what, I think is it this one? What is it? Cancel with left bumper. I think this is it. I think it's the Jade Ballet. Either way, that's it. And I love Nuxia. But she doesn't have too much. That's the thing. And people will just light, like at anytime. Anytime they're like, okay, if she's throwing a heavy, I'm just gonna light. And they just risk it for the biscuit kind of thing. They don't care. So as much as I love Nuxia, and she is number 19 in my hero rankings, that's part of the reason why. She's still, as much as she has a unique mechanic, she's still very limited. And she feels very limited. But let's go ahead and move on to the highest hero in the rankings. I have a different color. Which Khatun? You guys like this Khatun? I tell you guys, I squirrel a lot. Yeah, so Khatun, and did I say what Nuxia was? Yeah, isolator mix-up intensive. And she's definitely mix-up intensive because of her traps. Now let's look at Khatun. Khatun, harasser, soft feint specialist, and oh lord, that's so true with her. That is so true with her, because she can soft feint into kick, she can soft feint into that, she's charging forward move, and I don't know why I can't think of the moves right now, y'all. Can't think of the moves. What's that? The Fear and Fury? Yeah, she can soft feint into that Fear and Fury, and good lord, she'll have you on the back foot, putting pressure on you all the time. And what I like about it is she can go right into her unblockable out of that move, or she can go into a quick light. So she has some options, or she can not do anything and then maybe even catch you if you're trying to do a dodge attack. She can then just wait and she can get a deflect off of that. So she has plenty that she can work with. You have to really work on being your offense and your defense. It has to be pretty balanced out. You can't just go ham, one way or the other. You better be taking it easy, or you're gonna get screwed, or you're gonna get worked, especially by good players. It's just gonna happen with any hero, and that's the beauty of the game. Any good player can probably pick up one of these heroes and beat another hero. So as much as I talk about these rankings and how other heroes have more options than other heroes, doesn't mean that they're necessarily the better hero. It's all about the player. It's about the player more than the hero. That's just how it goes. But yep, Khatun is number 3, the highest ranked hero in the hero rankings, and it's rightfully so. She has so many tools, it's so dangerous in many ways. And if I had the best For Honor player in the world, and whatever your opinion or whoever opinion you have of who that is, and they could get good or get great with one hero, it would be Khatun out of all the assassins, because I think they'll destroy any other one. I do. It's just how I feel. She just got too many tools. She's got a lot of tools, and she can take care of business fairly easily, I think. with a great player, of course. So back to what I was saying at the very beginning, most fun, most funky, and the most formidable. So for me, the most formidable is Khatun or Shinobi. I think you probably already knew it was Khatun. I had Khatun highest in my rankings, but Khatun or Shinobi. And the most fun is really depends on your mood. Because sometimes if I want to play an assassin and I just want to go in, I'm going to choose Zerk. If I want to choose an assassin, I want to use a little more finesse, maybe I'll go with PK. Maybe I'll go with Orochi. And if I want to just have that mechanic, that trap mechanic, have a little fun with that, I'll go with my girl Nuxia. And then if I just want to have a little fun with the toe stab, he's probably one of the most fun to play as well. It's Gladiator, but I have Gladiator as my most funky. So those are the MFs that we just went over. The most formidable, the most funky, and the most fun. And those are my choices. But I would love, and I said the most scary is Shaman, but I would love to hear what you guys think. That's me just talking and going through the assassins. I just figured it'd be fun to just talk about it, get your perspective. This is my opinion. Insert my rankings. You guys hear what my rankings are on these assassins. You can disagree with that. I would like to hear your opinions on that as well. But I appreciate you guys taking the time to stop by the channel today. It's fun talking about these. I don't know if I'm gonna do another one. Normally I don't just talk it out. I'll just do a video and just have the video playing and you don't see my face at all. But I actually like having this little discourse. I like having a discourse. I think it's good. But thank you guys for tuning in. Catch y'all on the next one. Till next time. Peace.